Hello guys, unfortunately I'm currently deployed, so don't expect some big production quality of the videos, but I think it's anyway good to post some content, especially when you delivered us the overwhelming support that pretty much solving our night vision issue for good, really helping us with the car repairs, all the good stuff in the last 1.5 years of your support that you're providing to the channel and providing to the unit. Today we will be talking about SCAR L, FN SCAR Light, Light meaning it's in 223 Remington 556 for the European guys. Those rifles were among the first Western weapons that arrived as a help after the 24th, after the full-scale war. So they immediately became a huge status symbol pretty much in all of the special forces units, in all of the intelligence units, the squad leaders or the battalion commanders, for example, had those. Eventually, because a relatively big number of those were delivered, I think around 8,000 of those, it got down through the ranks, and now it's pretty much, if you really want to have SCAR Light, sooner or later you will get it. Now, this weapon was developed originally, I think, around 2004. The US SOCOM was looking at replacing the legacy M4A1 or Mark 18 with something different, something with short stroke gas piston. Overall, through the evaluation, I think they ended up noticing, yes, it does have some advantages, but definitely not enough to justify the investment to replace all of the M4s with SCAR. Else, with the SCAR Heavy, that one was a little bit more successful, they kept it for a longer time, and generally the SCAR as a concept really proved itself more on the marksman side of things. There is even the SCAR 20 now that is really marksman focused SCAR. Anyway, the SCAR L, what reputation does it have now with the troops? Really good one. What you tend to see with troops is that once someone is issued SCAR L, they don't tend to change it, they really love it. Many guys bought custom handguards that go all the way to the front. They can have their PEG 15s all the way to in the front of the guns. And thing to note with SCARs is that they just work. Many guns like Daniel Defenses, lot of the brand 2s getting really a lot of broken parts, lot of stoppages. Yes, some of them are definitely connected with the user. They just guys just don't use them properly, clean them properly. But many of them is just quality of the weapon. And with SCAR, FN did really well. The quality of the weapon is really good. It's really rare to get double feeds with those. It's really rare to get this gun not cycling properly. This really tends to work well. When we go from the front to the back of this weapon, of course we're getting the 14-inch standard barrel. We're getting free prone flash hider, which, as you know, I like free prone flash hiders. It's nothing fantastic, but it works. But unfortunately it does having the boing sound, the annoying boing sounds. Same like the first Surefire free prone flash hiders had, this have the same. Then we go down the gun, we having bayonet locks. Guys, this is what you want in your life. This is the original FN bayonet for SCAR Light. We can see the FN marking. It detaches by these two buttons. Kind of hard to squeeze it one-handed. We detach it and we getting this really big, really good fighting knife. Of course, to this bayonet we have also sheath. That is over here. It attaches on one row of moly. Very nice plastic scabbard. Overall, very nice bayonet, but heavy. With this batch of rifles from Belgium, we got also shipment of bayonets. Unfortunately, armorers tend to not to give them out en masse because people tend to steal them. But they are around, and if you are nice to the armorers, they know that you are a good guy that returning his stuff, they will give you bayonet for it. Of course, the barrel is fantastic quality, it's a fan, so it's really not a consideration of how much bullet you shoot before you reach like the 15,000, 20,000 threshold, when the little bit less of accuracy is noticeable. It's not an issue for us really. Usually by then, when you have that big round count, you would get wounded or incapacitated anyway, in my opinion. Then we have the gas block leading to the short stroke gas piston. We have gas regulator over here that have two positions, okay? We have normal position. The gun is very dirty, full of grime, okay? You just open up the gas port slightly, you're getting now more gas into the system that works. I must say this one is a little bit small, so when you're shooting, of course the gun is very hot, you need the gloves to switch it, okay? Or like with spent casing, press on this groove, do it like so. On the Brand 2, the pedal is bigger, so it's a little bit easier. Then we have our front side. It's fantastic. I love that it's incorporated into the gas block, that it does not sit on the rail. It folds with lifting up this ledge. You lift it up, collapse it down. It's there at all times. It's not up to me if I want to remove it or keep it. It's just there. It doesn't occupy any space on the rail. Just fantastic. Then we have our, let's call it upper or receiver. That's monolithic. All the way from here to here, it's one solid piece of metal, which is fantastic yet again. We have upper rail, that's part of it, so it's aluminium, it's very rugged, okay? We don't have any QD mount points, we just get standard sling mounting points. Under the factory covers, we have rails at all four sides of the weapon. Me personally, when I carry SCAR, I like to remove those. I just like it to be more slimmer. The current user really like to have his cover on. Of course, we have rail on the bottom too, no issue there. When we go back along the top rail, we have our rear side, which is fantastic, okay? It secures just, not with any latch, but just with spring pressure, so we can fold it down, we can fold it up. You can do the adjustments with your hand very easily, no problem there. So, current user also using Aimpoint Comp M5, which is fantastic choice for this weapon. Getting back to the barrel, big advantage of SCAR L is that for some reason, I don't really know why, because it doesn't have big muzzle brake, nothing like that, it's extremely loud weapon. When I'm shooting it, guys turning their head and thinking it's SCAR heavy, that it's really extremely loud for 5.56. No other gun is that loud. And we also have the full length barrel. If that would be shorter version, like 10.5, something like that, I would imagine it will be even much louder. So that's definitely a consideration. We going to our lower, that's made out of plastic. Now, all magazines fit pretty much. The only magazine that does not fit, the SCAR L, it's from Canadian C7 rifles, the first generation. Those mags, they have this little piece of plastic, you know, providing texture, and that one just doesn't insert all the way. Other than that, the controls are amazing on SCAR. We have the mag release nicely fenced with nice plastic fence on the right side, so we let the magazine go, like so. We have the SAM on the left side as well, so I hope guys in CZ looking, this is how you do the mag release on the left side of the weapon. You put nice big fencing around it. If you need to use it, you can access it, no problem. If don't, then you will not release your mag just by carrying the rifle. It happened to me on my brand like 2 days ago, so yes, I'm angry about it again, on how badly it's executed on the brand 2. Classic bolt release here. AR style, it's on the same place like on AR-15, absolutely no problems there. We getting again the 45-degree safety, so we getting our safe, our semi, our full auto. You know that I really like full auto, so for me I can change quickly. Just amazing. The pistol handle, it's like old AR style. Of course, you can use any type of handle for AR-15. So if I was carrying this, I would buy some BCM, something a little bit more vertical, but really no issue at all. We getting sling swivels on the rear, one here, two on the other side, and then at the rear of the stock. So you really can dial in the position that really is the best for you. The trigger on SCAR, it's okay. On SCAR Lite, it's just typical mil-spec trigger. No problem there. Once we getting into the marksman, into the SCAR Heavy, yes, it's a little bit of consideration, and it's good to buy an aftermarket trigger. Here on the assault rifle, no problem. Very solid feeling. Yes, good one. Now the stock. Many people don't hate the SCAR stock. I think it's perfect. It's very big one, it's bulky. Here you're getting two tooth that are activated with one latch. What I mean by two tooth, it have two teeth here and two little brackets here. When I was on gun exhibition at like 2009, something like that, there was FN booth, and they had the standalone FN grenade launcher with this latch, of course, broken off. Back then it was just one latch, just one hole, let's say. Now they went to this two hole system. So even, let's say, one would get damaged, the second one can still function normally. Yet again, I would suggest you, when you're extending the stock, just press the button and let it jump in, don't put too much additional stress. Then we have the cheek riser integrated. So we're pressing this button, we have one extra position. It's okay, but generally if you want cheek riser, you want it to be lifted a little bit more back. So not that important to me, but it's there. Now the length of the stock, it has 6 positions. For example, AK-12 took the same system, 6 positions as well. You're pressing this button to extend the stock. Very solid feeling. Even fully extended, that is not too big, too much of a wobble, so that's nice. Now the butt pad, it's really tall, and I love that personally, because that allows me to shoot the gun high and have my head really straight up, so I don't need to buy GBRS Industries Hydra mount to get this type of feeling. It's also rubberized, it have kind of aggressive texture on it, so it's really good. Of course, when you have fully loaded body armor, and okay, even your shoulders are padded, okay, you have Kevlar everywhere, then it's like nicer to have slimmer stock, but now we really nitpicking, okay? So yes, SCAR, not bad at all regarding the stock. Overall, with this weapon, I mentioned the biggest issue is extremely loud. Also, the charging handle, it's non-reciprocating. So when the bolt cycles, it does move. Of course, I got a few times my thumbs punched, let's say, with the charging handle. But the cycling is very solid, and if this is really a consideration for you, that you keeping your hand in way of the charging handle, just get a vertical pistol grip, then you will always have your thumbs out of the way, or just drill it and learn to don't have your thumbs in way of the charging handle. We can change the charging handle from left side to right side. Majority people, of course, keep it on their weak hand side for like quicker reloads. So, FN SCAR, does it give sense to buy? For you on civilian market with the price of those weapons of civilian market, absolutely not. If you want to get a little bit of the SCAR flavor, just buy brand 2, CZ brand 2. Now, they make some updated versions of SCAR Ls that have, for example, non-reciprocating charging handle and a lot of other little updates, and I love those variants. I've seen them only on pictures. I think then you're really getting absolutely fantastic assault rifle. But even with this, let's call it old generation FN SCAR, it's fantastic weapon. And if somebody give me SCAR and say, okay, you go on mission with this gun, which I did in the past, going on missions with SCAR, I'm absolutely happy. I have 100% trust in this weapon. So So Fabrique Nationale in Herschel yet again created fantastic rifle. Overall, I love their products. Only weapon that I really hate by now, it's the Maximi. It's the Minimin 7.62. I think it's terrible weapon, terribly executed, just because of the poor quality of the parts. But other than that, I regard Fabrique Nationale very highly on the scale of the firearms manufacturers. So I hope you got a little bit more of an idea of how Ukrainian troops regard the FN Scarlett. Thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.